Taurus, oh, Taurus, 14th of August, 2026. And the universe has placed something in front of you today that you were not expecting. Someone younger, someone who looks at you and does not see a number, does not see the years, does not see the timeline the world told you to follow. They see you, and they are not asking permission to stay. Now here is the twist that will make your heart race just a little. You have been so busy doubting yourself, so busy believing you missed your window, that you almost walked away before they even spoke. And the universe? The universe is furious at you for that, because this connection was written long before you decided you were too late. Before you go any further, tell me in the comments, where in the world are you listening from tonight? And tap that like button right now, because what unfolds in the next few minutes is meant for the Taurus soul who almost gave up on being seen. Now, Taurus, let me speak to you the way the stars are speaking to you tonight, slowly, gently, but with a truth you cannot unhear. You have been waiting. Not the easy kind of waiting, not the peaceful kind where you sit in a garden and trust the season. No, you have been waiting the way person waits in a dim hallway, listening for footsteps that never come, rehearsing words you will say to someone who may never arrive. You have been waiting for love to look your way again, waiting for someone to choose you without hesitation, waiting for the phone to light up, waiting for the apology, waiting for the sign that you are not invisible, that your heart still matters, that the story is not over. And somewhere in that waiting, quiet voice inside you began to whisper something cruel. It whispered that you are past it, that the best chapter closed, that whoever comes next will look at your age, your history, your scars, and quietly step backward. You started to believe that love belongs to the young, the unmarked, the ones who have not yet been broken. And so you built a wall, a beautiful, stubborn, earthen wall, because you are Taurus. And you build things to last, and behind that wall you told yourself you were fine. You told yourself you were protecting your peace. But tonight, the cosmos leans close and says, softly, you were protecting your wound, and that is not a judgment. That is not a criticism. That is the universe holding your face in its hands and saying, I see you. I see how tired you are of being the strong one. I see how many nights you smiled at everyone else and then sat in silence wondering when it would be your turn to be held. I see it, Taurus, and I am telling you now, the waiting was not punishment. The waiting was preparation. Every single day you sat in that hallway listening for footsteps, something sacred was being arranged on the other side of the door. Because here is what is coming. Here is the promise the 14th of August carries for you like a sealed letter pressed into your palm. Someone is walking toward you, someone younger. And before your mind races, before the old fear tightens your chest and says, no, they will not stay, they will see my years and leave. I need you to hear this. They do not care, they do not see your age as a barrier. They see your depth as an invitation. They see the life you have lived, the storms you have weathered, the quiet strength in the way you carry yourself, and where others might feel intimidated. This soul feels drawn inches. They are not here for surface. They are not here for novelty. They are here because something in your spirit called to something in theirs across time, across circumstance, across every logical reason the world would give them to walk past you. And they did not walk past. The tarot confirms this, Taurus. I pulled for your energy today, and the Empress rose first. Lush, abundant, magnetic, unhurried, she does not chase. She does not perform. She simply is, and the world bends toward her warmth. That is you. That has always been you. And beside her, the Page of Cups appeared, young, tender, emotionally open, carrying a small cup of feeling toward the Empress with no shame. No calculation, just pure admiration and the bravery of a heart that has not yet learned to hide. This page does not look at the Empress and count her years. This page looks at her and sees the garden, sees the harvest, sees the woman or the man who knows how to love fully because they have survived loving fully before. And they want that. They want you, now, before I go deeper. And I will go deeper, so much deeper, into love, into money, into your body, into your family, into the exact work and financial doors opening for you later in this reading. I want you to take a small breath and remember one thing. This reading is a general channel. The stars speak in broad rivers of light, and your soul filters them through its own unique lens. Take what resonates. Leave what does not. You are the final authority on your own life, and the cosmos would never ask you to surrender that authority. You are simply being offered a lantern for a dark stretch of road. And speaking of what comes later in this reading, oh, Taurus, it is rich. We are going to talk about your finances and a payment or opportunity that has been stuck, frozen, delayed, and how the ice is cracking right now. We are going to talk about your body, your neck, your shoulders, the tension you carry that you pretend is not there. We are going to talk about a family member, possibly younger, who brings a surprise that softens something in you. We are going to talk about three zodiac signs whose energy interlocks with yours this week in ways that feel almost fated. And we are going to talk about what this younger soul actually wants from you, because it is not what you fear. It is so much more tender than that. But before we step into all of that, I need you to do one small thing for me. If this reading found you at the right moment, if these words landed in the exact hollow place inside your chest where the doubt has been living, then tap that like button. Subscribe if you have not already. Share this with a Taurus soul who needs to hear that their story is not over. Because the algorithm is not what brought you here tonight, you were guided here. And a like, subscribe, a small comment, these are your ways of saying to the universe, yes, I am still listening. Yes, I am still open. Yes, I still believe something beautiful is on its way. And that small act of faith shifts the energy. It truly does. You are not too late, Taurus. You were never too late, you were simply ripening. And the one who is coming. They can taste the sweetness of that patience. They can feel the depth of everything you survived, and they are not running. Now, Taurus, before we move into the deeper waters of this reading, the cosmos wants to place something small and luminous into your hands. A set of numbers, a color, tiny keys. Really? But keys that, when you hold them with intention, unlock little doors in the fabric of your day that you would otherwise walk past without noticing. Your lucky numbers for the 14th of August, 2026, are 7, 14, 23, and 38. Now listen closely, because I do not hand you numbers as decoration. 7 is the number of inner knowing, of the quiet voice beneath the noise, the one that whispered to you in the middle of the night and said they are coming, be patient. 14 carries the energy of this very day, the 14th of August, and it vibrates with the Empress. With sensuality, with the body remembering it, is allowed to receive pleasure and tenderness without guilt. 23 is a number of communication, of a message arriving slightly later than you hoped but arriving nonetheless. A text, a call, a knock, a voice saying, I have been thinking about you. And 38 is the number of the harvest after long labor. It says you planted seeds in soil that felt barren, and you wept over that soil, and you almost walked away from it. But the roots were drinking. The roots were always drinking, and what surfaces now is yours. Use these numbers gently. Notice them on clocks, on receipts, on license plates, in the timestamps of messages. When they appear, do not dismiss them. Pause, breathe, say to yourself, yes, I am on the path, yes. The timing is mine, if you play them. If you choose them, do so with a light heart, not a desperate one. The universe responds to the energy of openness, not grasping. And your color today, Taurus, is emerald green, deep, living, ancient emerald. The color of the heart chakra when it is neither closed in armor nor bleeding open in wound, but simply present, steady, growing. If you can wear something green today, even a small thread, even a stone in your pocket, do it. If you cannot, simply visualize it. Close your eyes for 10 seconds and see a pool of emerald light settling over your chest, warm and cool at the same time, like shade on a hot afternoon. Let it remind you that your heart is not broken. It is in bloom. It is simply blooming in a season no one else can see yet. But that is not all the universe wants to say to you today. No, there is something deeper here, something about the way you have been speaking to yourself in the silence of your own mind. And I need you to hear this with the same tenderness you would offer a dear friend. You have been measuring your worth against a clock that was never yours. You look at the years and you think, I should have been loved by now. I should have built this by now. I should not still be figuring this out at this age. And that thought, Taurus, that quiet, persistent, corrosive thought, has been stealing your power in ways you do not fully realize, because when you believe you are behind, you shrink. You apologize for taking up space. You say yes when you mean no. You accept half love because you have convinced yourself the full love has already passed you by. You dim your magnetism. You pull the Empress crown off your own head and set it on a shelf and say, maybe later, maybe never. Maybe it belongs to someone younger, someone fresher, someone less worn, and the universe says put it back on. Put it back on, Taurus. You are not behind, you are not late, you are not the leftover option. You are the slow bloom, the deep-rooted oak, the wine that needed years in the dark to become extraordinary, and the soul who is approaching you, the younger soul who does not count your years. They are not settling, they are not compromising. They are recognizing something ancient and rare in you that cannot be replicated by youth alone. They are drawn to your weight, your gravity. The way you love like the earth loves, slowly, completely, without conditions, without performance. And that, dear one, is not a consolation prize. That is the treasure. There is something else here, too, something about patience that I know you are tired of hearing. I know. You have been patient so long that the word itself feels like a small wound. Just be patient. Just trust the timing. Just wait a little longer. And you want to scream, I have waited. I have been patient. I have been so endlessly, achingly patient, and my hands are still empty. And you are right to feel that frustration. You are allowed to feel it. Do not swallow it. Do not spiritualize it away. Let it move through you like a summer storm, heavy and loud, and then let it pass. Because on the other side of that storm, the air clears, and in the clearing, you will see that the patience was never passive. It was active. Every day you chose not to bitterness, every day you chose not to close your heart permanently, every day you whispered maybe tomorrow, even when today hurt. That was not weakness. That was the bravest, most sacred labor of your soul, and it is being honored now. The universe is also showing me that your intuition has been speaking louder than usual this week. Little nudges. A sudden thought to go somewhere you do not usually go. A flash of a face. A song that plays at the exact moment you needed to hear it. Do not ignore these. Your Taurus Earth sense is heightened right now. Your body knows things before your mind catches up. If something pulls you toward place, conversation, a decision, follow it gently. You do not need a full logical explanation to honor a spiritual whisper. You are allowed to say, I do not know why, but this feels right, and then walk in that direction. That is faith. That is the Empress trusting the soil even when she cannot yet see the sprout. And your self-worth, oh, Taurus, your self-worth, it is not negotiable. It is not conditional on someone choosing you. It is not contingent on a job title, bank balance, a relationship status, or whether a younger person decides to stay or go. You are worthy in the empty room. You are worthy in the silence. You are worthy before they arrive and after they arrive, and even if, God forbid, the timing shifts again. Your worth is not a gift someone hands you, it is the ground you stand on. It is the emerald bedrock beneath every season of your life. And no one gets to convince you otherwise. Not the world, not the years, not the doubt, not even your own tired mind at 3 in the morning. You are the mountain. You do not move for the weather. And yet, and this is the tender part, the part I say softly, the part that might make your eyes sting just a little, you are also allowed to be the flower on the mountain. Soft, open, reaching toward the sun. You do not have to be only stone. You do not have to be only strength. You are allowed to be held. You are allowed to be the one who rests their head on someone's shoulder and says, I am tired. I have been strong for so long, and the one who is coming. They want to be that shoulder. They want to be the softness you forgot you were allowed to receive. So tonight, Taurus, I ask you to do one small thing. Place your hand over your heart. Feel the beat steady, loyal, yours, and say quietly, I forgive you for doubting yourself. I forgive you for believing you were too late. You are here, you are enough, and what is coming is enough. Then let your hand rest there a moment longer. Let the emerald light gather. Let the numbers settle into your awareness like seeds into warm earth. And know that the next chapter of this reading goes deeper still. Deeper into the body, deeper into the work, deeper into the money that is shifting, the love that is unfolding, the family ties that are healing. You are not done being surprised, Taurus. You are not done being chosen. There is something deeper here, Taurus. Something the cards have been pressing against the veil to show you all week. And tonight, on this 14th of August, the veil is thin enough that I can finally translate it for you. So settle into your body, unclench your jaw. Let your shoulders drop even a fraction of an inch. And let me walk you through what the archetypes are revealing, because the story they tell is not random. It is sequenced, it is deliberate, and it is yours. The first card that rises in your spread tonight is the Star. And oh, Taurus, I need you to feel the weight of this. The Star only appears after the Tower. It only appears after the structure has collapsed, after the old story has shattered on the ground, and you have stood in the rubble thinking nothing will ever grow there again. You have had your tower moment. Maybe it was a love that ended without warning. Maybe it was a season where everything you built, emotionally, financially, spiritually, seemed to dissolve overnight. Maybe it was the quiet, internal tower of looking in the mirror and thinking, I have lost my shine. I have lost my time. And you grieved in ways no one saw. You grieved while smiling at work, while answering family questions, while pretending the hollow feeling in your chest was just tiredness. But the Star says the grieving is ending. The star says the water is returning to the land. She kneels beneath an open sky and pours living water onto the earth and into the pool, and she is not afraid. She is not hurried. She simply trusts that what she pours will be received. And that is what is happening in your spirit right now. The dry season is breaking. The first green shoots are pushing through the cracked soil of your doubt. You may not see them yet, but they are there, beneath the surface, alive, reaching beside the star. The wheel of fortune turns, and this Taurus is the card of divine timing finally aligning with your personal timeline. You have been living in the space between the tick and the talk, the unbearable pause between one breath and the next, wondering when the wheel would turn for you. And it is turning now, not next month, not next year, now, in this August. On this 14th day, the wheel does not ask if you are ready. It does not ask if you have finished rehearsing your speech, if you have lost the weight, if you have healed every wound, if you have become the perfect version of yourself before you are allowed to receive. It simply turns, and it brings what is yours, the younger soul, the unexpected message. The door you thought was locked forever, opening with a soft click while you were not even looking at it. The wheel says, stop watching the clock. The clock was never the authority. I am, but that is not all the cards want to show you. Because beneath the star and the wheel there is a shadow card. A quiet one. The Tower reversed, and I mention this not to frighten you but to free you. The Tower reversed means the catastrophe you were bracing for is not coming. The collapse you feared, the humiliation, the rejection, the moment where the younger soul looks at you and says, no, actually, you are too much too old, too complicated. That moment is not arriving. You have been rehearsing it. You have been building the whole scene in your mind, playing every cruel line of dialogue, preparing your heart for the blow. And the tower reversed whispers, you can stop rehearsing. The building does not fall this time. The ground holds. You do not need to armor yourself for a war that is not coming. You are allowed to be soft here. You are allowed to be open. You are allowed to let someone in without having a contingency plan for the moment they leave. And that leads me to the card that made my breath catch when it appeared in your reading tonight. The Two of Cups, Taurus, the Two of Cups, not the page offering a small tentative feeling from a distance. Not the Empress waiting to be approached. No, two cups. Raised together, two hands meeting in the middle. Mutual, equal, chosen and choosing. This card speaks of a recognition that goes beyond logic, beyond age, beyond the social scripts the world insists you follow. It says, two souls looked at each other and said, oh, there you are. I have been looking for you, not for your body, not for your years, not for what you can give me, for the particular shape of your silence, for the way you laugh when you forget to be guarded, for the way you love like a slow tide that never recedes. That is what this younger soul sees. That is what they are walking toward. Not project, not fantasy, not a rebellion against expectation. You, the real, tired, beautiful, stubborn, tender, magnificent you. Now, here is where I must be gentle with you, because I can feel your resistance even through the screen. Part of you is thinking, this sounds too good. This sounds like a story I would tell myself to survive another lonely night. And I understand. I understand completely. When you have been disappointed enough times, hope starts to feel like a cruelty. Like a hand reaching toward you only to pull away at the last second. And so you learn to flinch before the touch even lands. You learn to say, I will believe it when it is here, solid, undeniable. And that is wise. That is the earth in you protecting the tender root. But I ask you tonight to loosen the fist just slightly, not to believe blindly, not to abandon your discernment, but to allow the possibility to exist without punishing yourself for wanting it. You are allowed to want this. You are allowed to want the Two of Cups. You are allowed to want the softness, the youth, the surprise, the being chosen. Wanting it does not make you foolish. It makes you alive. The universe is also showing me the Ten of Pentacles in the background of your spread, quiet but present. This is not the card of dramatic windfall. This is the card of inheritance, of legacy, of the long game finally paying into your hands. Something you built years ago, a skill, relationship, an investment of time, a conversation you had with someone who remembered you, is ripening into something tangible. Something you can hold, something that says you did not waste those years. You were building a foundation no one could see, and now the structure is rising. This connects to your finances, which we will walk through in the next chapter. But for now, know that the Ten of Pentacles is blessing of enough. You will have enough. You are moving toward enough. The scarcity story is loosening its grip on your throat. And beneath all of it, beneath the star and the wheel and the Two of Cups and the quiet promise of the Ten of Pentacles, There is one final archetype I sense hovering at the edges of your reading tonight, the hermit, but not the lonely hermit, not the hermit who walks in isolation because no one understands him. This is the hermit who walks in solitude because he is carrying a lantern for someone who is still finding their way. That younger soul, Taurus, they are not just coming to you for love, they are coming to you for light, for the steadiness of your presence, for the way you can sit in silence with someone and make them feel less alone in the universe. You have been feeling like your solitude was a sentence. The hermit says it was an apprenticeship. You were learning to hold the lantern, and now someone needs the light you carry. They need your light, not a younger, brighter, less complicated light. Yours, the one that flickers but does not go out, the one that has seen darkness and still chooses to glow. You are not the consolation, Taurus. You are the destination. And I know that is a lot to take inches. I know your mind wants to argue, to list the reasons, to build the case for why this cannot be real. But tonight, just for tonight, let the cards speak without cross-examination. Let the star pour its water. Let the wheel turn. Let the two cups clink together softly in the quiet of your chest. And let yourself, just for this one night, be the one who is found. What happens next is important, Taurus, because we are stepping now into the practical bones of your life. The body, the work, the money, the daily, tangible, Tuesday morning reality of being a human who still has to show up, still has to pay the bills, still has to carry the weight of a physical form through a world that does not always move at your pace. And I want you to know, the cosmos has not forgotten the practical. The spirit does not live only in candlelight and whispered prayers. The spirit lives in your shoulders, in your bank account, in the chair you sit in at work, in the meal you forget to eat because you were too anxious to feel hunger. And so tonight, we tend to all of it. We tend to you. Let me begin with your body, because your body has been trying to speak to you for weeks, and you have been answering it with later, later, I will rest later, I will stretch later, I will breathe later. Taurus, you rule the throat and the neck. You rule the jaw, the shoulders, the place where the head meets the spine and carries the entire weight of your thinking. You're worrying, you're holding together. And right now, in this August heat, in this season of waiting and watching and wondering, that area of your body is screaming with tension. You clench your jaw without noticing. You sleep with your shoulders up near your ears. You swallow words you want to say, and the swallowing becomes a lump, a tightness, slow ache that you have normalized because it has been there so long you think it is just you. It is not just you, it is stored grief. It is unspoken truth. It is every I am fine that was actually I am not fine. And your body is asking, gently, firmly, with the stubborn love of a Taurus body, please, put the weight down, even for 10 minutes, even for one night. You do not have to carry all of it while you sleep. So here is what the stars prescribe tonight, and I say prescribe with tenderness, not command. Warm water on your neck. A slow stretch, tilting your ear toward your shoulder, breathing into the pull. Not forcing it, just letting the muscle say thank you. A glass of water before bed, because you forget to drink when your mind is loud. And if you can hum, just a low, soft hum, because the throat is your center of expression, and humming vibrates that center awake, reminds it that your voice exists, that you are allowed to make sound, to take up space, to fill the silence with your own living resonance. You do not owe anyone your silence tonight, you owe yourself your voice. And the one who is coming, the younger soul who sees past your years, they will want to hear that voice. They will want to hear you hum. They will want to hear you say the words you have been swallowing for months, so let the throat soften. Let the jaw unclench. You are safe enough now to speak. But that is not all the body needs. Your energy levels this week have been strange at Taurus. One moment you feel a surge of motivation, flash of yes, I can do this, I can rebuild, I can open my heart, and the next moment you are so deeply tired that even making tea feels like climbing a hill. This is not laziness. This is not failure. This is your nervous system recalibrating. You have been in survival mode for so long that your body does not yet trust the shift into safety. It keeps checking. Is it really over? Can I rest now? Will something else be taken from me if I let my guard down? And I need you to tell your body, the way you would tell a frightened animal, it is okay. You can rest, nothing is coming to take this from you. You are allowed to be soft, you are allowed to be tired, you are allowed to heal without earning it first. Rest is not a reward for productivity. Rest is your birthright, and this week, especially around the 14th and 15th, your body will ask for more sleep than usual. Give it, do not feel guilty. You are mending something invisible, and mending requires stillness. Now, the work, the career, the place where you spend your hours and trade your energy for coin and purpose. And here, Taurus, there is a shift that has been so long in coming that you have almost stopped believing it is possible. You have been doing the work, the quiet work, the unseen work, the kind of labor where no one claps, no one says well done, no one notices that you stayed late, that you held the project together with your bare hands while everyone else moved on to something shinier. And you began to wonder if invisibility was your permanent address. If this was simply how it would be, effort without echo, labor without recognition. And the doubt crept in, as it always does for the steady, patient Taurus who never demands the spotlight but secretly, achingly wants to be seen. The universe says you are about to be seen, not in a loud way, not in a way that makes you uncomfortable or puts you on a stage you did not ask for, but in a way that lands, a conversation with someone who has influence, a project you submitted weeks ago that suddenly gets a response, a colleague, client, superior who looks at your work and says this is what we need. And if you have been searching for work, Taurus, if you have been sending applications into the void, refreshing your inbox, rewriting your words, wondering if the problem is your age, your gap, your history, your worth, I need you to hear this clearly. The void is not empty. It is gestating. Something is being prepared on the other side of that silence. An opportunity that aligns not just with your skills, but with your soul. A role where your experience is not a liability, but the very qualification they need. And it will come with a quality of ease that surprises you, not a grinding, desperate, teeth-clenching arrival, a gentle one. A oh, there you are, we have been waiting for you kind of arrival. Keep applying, keep showing up, but release the desperation from the gesture. Let your energy say, I am here, I am ready, I am valuable, and the right door will recognize that frequency. The universe is also showing me something about your finances, and I will not dance around it because you deserve honesty wrapped in tenderness. There has been a delay, a payment, refund, some you were owed, financial thread you pulled weeks or even months ago that simply stopped. And you have been watching that frozen place with growing anxiety, doing mental arithmetic at midnight, calculating how long you can stretch, wondering if you will have to ask for help, wondering if the universe has forgotten your portion. It has not forgotten. The ice is cracking, Taurus. I can see it in the cards. The wheel turns, the 10 of Pentacles rises, and the number 38 hums in the background. 38, the harvest after long labor. The money moves, not all at once. Perhaps not in a single dramatic deposit that solves everything overnight, but it moves. A conversation you have this week, possibly around Thursday or Friday, shifts something. A door opens that was locked. A person remembers what they owe you. A small opportunity arrives with a financial thread attached that you almost dismiss because it looks too modest. Do not dismiss it. Follow it. It is the first stitch in a larger garment. It is the wheel beginning its rotation. And by the end of August, you will look back at this anxious midnight arithmetic and feel the first true exhale in months. You are not going under, Taurus, you are going through, and on the other side of through there is solid ground. There is enough. There is the quiet, steady, Taurus abundance that does not flash and sparkle, but simply sustains, the kind of wealth that lets you sleep at night, the kind of provision that says, you will not be abandoned, you will not be left without, the earth provides for its own, and you belong to the earth. And I know your chest loosens just slightly when you hear that. I know some part of you has been holding its breath around money for so long that the exhale feels almost foreign. Let it feel foreign. Let it feel new. You are allowed to receive. You are allowed to have enough. You are allowed to stop calculating, stop bracing, stop preparing for the worst-case scenario as if your vigilance alone is keeping the roof over your head. It is not your vigilance, it is grace. And grace is not running out. What comes next in this reading is the love. The full, tender, terrifying, beautiful love section for the ones already partnered, for the ones walking alone, for the younger soul who is approaching, for the heart that has built its wall and is now wondering if it is safe to lay down one brick at a time. And I will walk you through it with the same gentleness the cards have shown me. No judgment, no pressure, just truth wrapped in emerald light. But first, Taurus, I want you to know you are doing better than you think in your body, in your work, in your finances, in the quiet, invisible architecture of your becoming. You are not behind, you are not failing. You are in the middle of the story, and the middle is always the hardest, because the ending is not yet visible. But it is there, written, sealed, waiting for you to arrive. And now, Taurus, we arrive at the tenderest part of this reading, the part where the armor comes off. the part where I speak not to your strength but to your softness, to the place in your chest that still aches, still hopes, still whispers what if into the dark even after all the nights you swore you were done hoping. We are talking about love, and I need you to breathe before we begin, because I know this is the wound that runs deepest. I know this is where the age fear lives, where the I am too late story has made its home. And I am going to ask you, gently, to let me speak into that room. You do not have to believe every word tonight, but let them land. Let them rest on the surface of your heart like a hand resting on a closed door, waiting for you to decide in your own time whether to open it. If you are in a relationship, Taurus, this August asks you to look at your partner with fresh eyes. Not the eyes of routine, not the eyes that have memorized every habit, every flaw, every predictable Tuesday evening. Fresh eyes, because something is shifting between you, and if you are not attentive, you will miss it. A softening. A desire in them to reach for you in a way they have not reached in months. Not grand, not cinematic, small. A hand on your back while you wash dishes. A question asked with genuine curiosity, how are you really? They are trying to find their way back to the early tenderness, the way they looked at you before the years built their comfortable silence. And you, Taurus, you are allowed to meet them there. You are allowed to say, yes, I want that softness again. I want to be held like I matter, not like I am furniture. Speak it, gently, but speak it. Your throat has been carrying this need for weeks. Let the words out. They will not shatter what you have built, they will water it. But if you are single, and I feel you, Taurus, I feel the particular loneliness of the single Taurus who has made a beautiful, full, independent life and still, at 11 p.m., feels the hollow where another breathing body should be. Then what I told you at the beginning of this reading presses closer. The younger soul, the one who does not count your years. They are not fantasy I invented to comfort you. They are probability the cards are showing with unusual clarity. The Page of Cups walks toward the Empress, and the page is young, not necessarily in body, though perhaps, young in spirit. Young in the way they love, openly, without cynicism, without the exhaustion of someone who has been hurt too many times. They look at you and they do not see a timeline. They do not see the number. They see the garden. They see the depth. They see the way you pour tea, the way you listen, the way your laughter surprises even you when it comes. And they think there, that one, that is where I want to rest. Do not push them away because they are younger. Do not push them away because you think they will leave. Let them stay long enough for you to see their truth. You owe them that. You owe yourself that. The universe is also showing me something about your family this week, and it carries the same energy of youth, of surprise, of something tender arriving unexpectedly. A younger family member, a niece, nephew, younger sibling, perhaps a child or grandchild if that is your season, is going to do or say something that cracks open a part of you. Not painfully, beautifully. A phone call, a visit, a small gesture that reminds you of who you were before the world made you careful, before the heartbreak made you guarded. They will look at you with eyes that have not yet learned to measure your worth against your productivity. And in their gaze, you will remember that you are allowed to be simply loved without earning it. Let them inches, let the surprise soften you. Let yourself be the one who is delighted, who laughs, who plays, who sets aside the adult weight for an afternoon. You need that lightness, Taurus. You have earned that lightness. And your energy this week, I will not lie to you, it is transitional. You are standing in the doorway between the old story and the new one, and doorways are disorienting. You will feel moments of sudden, fierce hope, almost aggressive in their brightness, followed by a wave of, but what if I am wrong? What if this is just another false dawn? Both are valid. Both are part of the crossing. Do not judge yourself for the doubt. Do not judge yourself for the hope. Let them coexist. Let them argue in your chest like two birds on a wire. And slowly, over the next few days, the hope will grow louder. Not because the doubt vanishes, but because you will receive small confirmations. A message, a glance, a coincidence with the numbers 7 or 23, a moment where someone younger smiles at you and lingers just a beat too long, and the hope will say, see, I told you. I told you something was coming. And you will begin tentatively to believe it. For the students among you, for the Taurus souls hunched over books and screens, trying to focus while your mind drifts to the future, to the fear, to the what if I am not enough? What if I fail? What if everyone else is faster and sharper and younger? The cards say the fog lifts this week. The star pours clear water over your concentration. You do not need to be faster. You do not need to be younger. You need to be steady, and steady is your superpower. Sit with the material in small, gentle portions. Do not cram. Do not punish yourself for not understanding it instantly. The Taurus mind learns like the Taurus earth, slowly, deeply, permanently. What you learn now will stay, it will root. Trust your pace is not slow, it is thorough. And thoroughness wins in the end. Now, compatibility. Three signs whose energy braids with yours this week in ways that feel almost written by a hand older than time. Cancer, Virgo, Capricorn. If a Cancer crosses your path this week, pay attention. Their emotional depth mirrors yours, and they will sense the shift in your energy before you name it. They will hold space for your hope without asking you to justify it. Virgo brings grounding. If a Virgo is in your circle, they will offer practical help this week. A small favor. Piece of advice, steady presence that says, I am here, you do not have to do this alone. And Capricorn understands the long climb. Capricorn knows what it is to build slowly, to wait years for recognition, to trust the mountain even when the summit is hidden in cloud. If a Capricorn speaks to you this week, listen. Their words carry a wisdom that will settle into your bones like warm broth on a cold night. These three signs are your allies now. Lean toward them. And so, Taurus, my dear, steady, beautiful, stubborn, tender, magnificent Taurus, we have walked through the whole of this reading together. The promise, the doubt, the star, the wheel, the two of cups, the body, the work, the money, the love, the family, the slow, sacred unfolding of a life that is not over, not even close to over. And I want to thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for pressing play. Thank you for letting these words land in the quiet room of your heart at 11 p.m. or 6 or whatever hour your soul needed to hear that you are not forgotten. Thank you for liking this video, for subscribing, for sharing it with another Taurus who needed this tonight. You showing up here is not small. It is an act of faith, and the universe sees it. Remember, this reading is guidance. It is a lantern, not a law. It is a whisper, not a verdict. You are the author of your own story, and no card, no star, no voice on a screen can override the sovereignty of your own choosing. Take what resonates. Set aside what does not, and return tomorrow and the day after. If your soul asks for another lantern, I will be here, the stars will be here, and you will be here, still ripening, still becoming, still worthy of every good thing that is walking toward you. So tonight, Taurus, I leave you with this. You are not too old, you are not too late, you are not the leftover, the afterthought, the consolation. You are the empress in her garden, and the garden is in full bloom. And the one who is coming is kneeling at the gate with wonder in their eyes, because they have never seen anything as beautiful as what you have grown. You are not the end of the story. You are the beginning of the best chapter. Go to sleep tonight with your hand on your heart. Whisper, I am here, I am enough, and I am ready, and let the emerald light hold you. Let the numbers hum, let the wheel turn. Let the two of cups clink softly in the dark. You are loved, Taurus. You are seen, you are not too late. You never were. Blessings on your throat, blessings on your rest. Blessings on the love that is finding you even now in this very moment, while you breathe, while you wait, while you dare. One more time to hope. Good night. Dear Taurus, sleep well. Tomorrow the garden grows. Continue to the next reading tomorrow. Subscribe, tap the bell, and know that the universe saved this message for you, just tonight, just in time. I love you, the stars love you. And the one who is coming, they are going to love you too, not despite your years, because of them. Good night, Taurus.